Okay, so now I don't even want to say you are done with the book, but you're just coming out with it, and I feel like that's part of the process of like really as it comes out. So I don't think you're totally done with this experience, but where are you sitting right now as far as, okay, your book, we're recording this a couple of days before it officially launches. Where are you at? I mean, a lot of years put into this book. What's your thoughts as far as we count down to this book coming out? Do you have a few thoughts?
As far as where I am with the book and promoting it, or where I am just with...
A couple things jump to my mind in the sense of like, your thoughts on the final product of the book, because you were there at the beginning and you said it's changed a bunch of times.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, well, this version is this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So my thought on that is that I believe I've made the book as good as I could make it.
Mm-hmm.
It's been read by others and revised and edited, and like serious good editors have looked at my book and given their thoughts or ideas. And the book now has an epilogue.
Mm-hmm.
It did not have an epilogue, but at the suggestion of one of my editors who I value and appreciate, she said, the story just feels like it drops off because we want to find out what happens with you and your mom now, my mom who became my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And so I dug in and went and wrote the epilogue. And so I feel like the book has a better sense of completion and finality.
Sure.
Like we see the beginning when things are tough for this family and kind of how it moves and the arc of what happens and the ups and the downs. And so I feel like where I am is that I'm very proud of it, and I want people to respond well to it.
Mm-hmm.
But also, if at the end of the day it sees the people that have picked it up so far and that's it, I think I would be proud. I would still be trying to promote it, like, hey, want a book?
Yeah.
But because I've been told that people need to read it, that people, especially people who work with children in the child welfare system or people who work in mental health, that it's a look at kids who go through something with a parent who is mentally ill,
mm-hmm.
and kids who are in the foster care system. And adults who are working in these systems don't necessarily know what it's like.
Mm-hmm.
And they're working with children who are going through this, and they
Right.
often don't know how to help them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that the book will help people and that it will inspire people and give them hope.
Mm-hmm. So just a total line of perspective offered. That's pretty cool. Was that something that you kind of had originally of like, I'm really going to provide a perspective?
No.
That just came about?
No. Originally it was like, I got to get this stuff out of me. I got to write about it. And people are telling me I got to write about it. So I guess I'll write about it. And it was trying to go back in my memory to events, to experiences that I had, and really trying to recreate the scene in my head, in my body, and carrying that and that trauma all over again, so that I could get it out of me for good.
Sure.
And I didn't write scenes in order as they occurred. I tried to do some timelines. I tried to think, okay, what is the thing I remember that I think could be turned into a scene on a bigger scale that might have meaning? What's the meaning? I don't know. This happened. And so crafting the memoir, having things that reoccur, images and motifs and ideas that keep coming back that kind of drive the young me in the book, so that the reader can see her story and see where she was and how she grows and changes and what's learned by the end. So all of that came with just being in school and learning a lot about writing and reading, things that I didn't know very well when I first started.
If you enjoyed this content, be sure to check out the Standing Still podcast, both here on YouTube and wherever else you listen to podcasts.